I'm going to show you guys how to create this synth brass inside of Faceplant. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is set up our analog generator in our envelope. So I'm just going to start a new group, call it analog generator, and then I'm going to add an analog, and then for the output I'm going to add envelope. I'm going to right click the release and set it to 100 milliseconds, and then I'm going to right click the attack and set it to 10. I'm also going to double click on the attack curve shape, so that way there's not a slope. I'm also going to turn on the unison and set the voices to 2, and we're just going to add a little bit of detune, so I'm going to right click on the detune and set it to 7. Now I'm going to come down here to our modulators and add an envelope. I'm going to right click on the attack and set it to 100, and then I'm going to right click on the release and set it to 250. I'm also going to make a little bit of a slope here, so kind of like that. So yeah, this envelope is going to modulate our filter cutoff, and I wanted it to have a bit of a slower attack time and decay time as well. Okay, so now we're going to add the effects. I want to make a new group and just rename it. The first thing I'm going to add is a chorus. I'm going to right click the mix and set it to 36. I'm going to go ahead and turn the depth up a little bit. Now I'm going to add a ladder filter. The thing I really like about ladder filter for this preset is that it tries to simulate low pass filters in classic hardware synths. So it creates this sort of vintage style sound. This option right here allows us to simulate saturation and electronic components of a low pass filter that is found in classic hardware synths. So yeah, I'm going to right click on the cutoff and set it to 200. Right click on the resonance and set it to 20%. Make sure the saturate option is on. Right click on the drive and set it to 5. And now I'm going to modulate the cutoff with our envelope. So I'm going to come over here to the plus, right click on the cutoff, and modulate it by 35. And so now it should sound something like this. The next thing I'm going to add is a slice EQ. I'm going to open this up and add 2 peak filters. I'm going to go ahead and open the filter settings. And then for our first peak filter, I'm going to right click and set the cutoff to 150. And then just do a little dip, so I'm going to right click and set it to -3. Then I'm just going to zoom out of this really quickly. Then for our second peak filter, I'm going to right click the cutoff and set it to 1275. And I'm going to boost these frequencies by 2. So I'm going to right click the gain and click on 2. So that way there's 2 decibels of gain added. So now it should sound like this. Just going to exit out of this, and the last thing I'm going to add here is a multipass, and we're just going to add some OTT. This part you don't have to do, but I just like the effect OTT adds on this preset, just to kind of bring out the sound a bit more. And I went ahead and used kilohertz OTT, so it's in OTT. I pretty much turned the in gain up all the way, and then for the mix, I'm going to right click on that and set it to 85%, and so it should sound like this. Then the last thing I added was a limiter, and I didn't really mess with the settings in here. And that's how you pretty much make a synth brass inside of Faceplant. It also sounds pretty cool with reverb added, so I'm just going to turn on this group real quick that I made. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.